My son turned 7 last month. He spent the entire afternoon pressed against the window, wearing the paper crown he had crafted in art class. Every car that rolled by made his tiny shoulders straighten with hope. None stopped. No calls, no texts, no sorry, can't make it, just silence. I told him, maybe next year. He nodded, pretending to believe me. Children lie gently, adults lie cruelly. 3 days later, my phone vibrated. A message from Dad: need $2,200 for your brother's graduation party. Big day. No pleasantries, no acknowledgement of the birthday they'd ignored. Just another transaction dressed up as family. I stared at it until the screen dimmed, then sent $1 with a note that read, "Best wishes." He called immediately. I let it ring. When he texted, "Don't be petty," I finally smiled that week. Petty had always been his shield, the word he hurled at me when I questioned why my brother got a new bike at 12 while mine was sold, when he drained my college fund to cover my brother's DUI, and when I asked him to visit his grandson. I used to believe him. Maybe I was ungrateful. But when I saw my son's empty party table, I understood. They never forgot me, they just didn't care. That night, I brewed coffee, opened my laptop, and started a different kind of celebration. I began with the house. It was still legally mine, the same house I'd let them stay in while I moved for work. They promised to cover the bills. Instead, they stopped paying, then blamed me when the utilities were cut. So, while they mocked my boring city job, I quietly rebuilt what they tried to ruin. Month by month, I paid off the mortgage, transferred the deed, documented every unpaid bill, every loan that never returned, every lie. I stayed silent, letting them think I was weak. Weakness doesn't scare people. Silence does. That $1 wasn't a joke, it was a spark. Dad exploded, just as I expected. That weekend, he came, shouting in the driveway, demanding respect. I didn't answer. He tried his old key. It wouldn't turn. I changed the locks that morning. I heard him fumbling, muttering the curses that used to break me. Now, they sounded weary. Eventually, he left, spitting on the welcome mat before going. My son watched from the window, quiet this time. "Who was that, Mom?" he asked. "No one important," I said. 2 days later, a knock. Uniforms. We received a report. You're unlawfully occupying your father's property." I almost laughed. Naturally, he tried manipulation. When that failed, he reached for authority. I handed over the notarized title deed, my name on every line. Their expressions shifted, professional, then awkward. "Everything seems in order. Sorry for the inconvenience." I said there was no inconvenience at all and that he'd been trespassing for months. They left. He never returned. That night, another text: "You think you're better than your family? Money doesn't make you right. I raised you. I sacrificed everything." I typed back, "You sacrificed everyone, not everything." Then I blocked him. A week later, my brother called from an unknown number, begged, threatened, begged again. Dad said I went too far. I didn't respond. Dad had taught me how far was too far, and I'd learned well. Word spread quickly in our small town. The man who once boasted control couldn't enter the house he'd claimed as his kingdom. Friends stopped answering. Drinking buddies avoided him. Silence is the ultimate undoing for a narcissist. Public, undeniable, absolute silence. Last week, I brought my son back to that dining table. We baked cupcakes together, no guests, no expectations. He laughed, frosting smeared on his nose, unbothered and joyful. For the first time, it didn't hurt to see just the two of us, because peace doesn't need witnesses. Before bed, I opened the window to the night air. My phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number: "You'll regret this." I smiled and deleted it. I'd already stopped regretting years ago. The house was calm, my son asleep, and for the first time, silence felt earned, not empty. Dad always said family was about loyalty. He was half right. Loyalty matters, but only to those you protect from becoming like them. And that's exactly what I did.